Hey guys, thanks for joining me today on a fairy godmother field trip. I am in Alaska on a cruise, and you can probably hear the water of the ship splashing next to me. And I've brought you a book today called Alaska's 3 Bears. And I'll add some photos after this story so that you can see some of the animals and other adventures that I've had here in Alaska. So this is Alaska's 3 Bears by Shannon, Cartwright, and Shelley Gill. Once upon a time, there were 3 bears. A big white bear, a medium-sized brown bear, and a small black bear. At the first sign of spring, the bears began to wander across a great land known as Alaska. One by one, they came to a vast empty delta, and it was where they met each other for the first time. The big white bear was tired because he had traveled the furthest. With spring almost over, he decided it was time to head for home. He just grunted when the brown bear asked to go along. The small black bear tagged behind, skipping sometimes to catch up. One day, after crossing miles of bald hills, they came to a place where the land met a frozen sea. The snow and ice crunched as they followed a twisted path through the mountains and mountains of ice. The sky was icy fresh, and it seemed to dip and disappear until it landed in the white glare of the ocean. The big white bear, the medium-sized brown bear, and the small black bear saw lots of tiny tracks in the snow. "Look, an Arctic fox," said the brown bear. They heard a plop and a splash from a nearby hole in the ice. "A ringed seal," whispered the big white bear. Then everything was still. The small black bear sniffed in the air and shivered. "This place is too cold," he said. The medium-sized brown bear growled. "This place is too lonely." But the big white bear climbed to the top of a high ridge and stretched out his long neck. His black eyes sparkled as he scooped a mouthful of snow with his dark tongue. Then he pigeon-toed down a slippery surface using his sharp claws. In the stillness, the polar bear looked like he was made of ice and carved by the Arctic wind. His hollow, cream-colored hair kept him warm and helped him blend into the ice-covered land so he could hunt the ringed seals. He turned to his friends and said, "This place is just right." Then he dove into the frigid water. The small black bear just sniffed as they left the polar bear's home. The brown bear grumbled, "Who could live here? No, not me, no. I don't like ice. I don't like snow. I don't even like fishing at 40 below." So the two headed south. They crossed tall blue mountains covered with moss and wildflowers. After many miles, they came to a big river. Its sharp banks dropped to the silty water. The 2 bears wandered through the tangle of willows until they came to a stream. The small black bear gulped a drink and scrambled across, but the medium brown bear stopped when he saw a flick of red in the water. I wonder what that bear sees. Any guesses? A salmon thrashed his tail, kicking up gravel as he swam upstream. The gentle wind ruffled along the hump of the golden-tipped hair on the grizzly's back. The bear turned and saw his own tracks, huge and swirled with wrinkles. Suddenly, he lunged at another salmon, trying to pin the fish down with his big paw. His claws, long and curved, were as perfect for fishing as they were for digging the roots he loved to nibble in spring. I think that flash he saw might have been fish, huh? That bear found a salmon. The small black bear groaned. The ground is too hard here. This place is not home. There are no berries, no forest to roam. But the grizzly heard a raven calling and saw a caribou prance by on the other side of the stream. There were ground squirrels to chase and roots to dig. This place is just right, he told the small black bear, and he started upstream, following the salmon. The small black bear lumbered away with his head down. His last friend was gone, and he was still a long way from home. He wandered through the summer, lonely and sad, until he came to the edge of a deep forest. In the cool autumn shade, he stopped at a stump to dig for bugs with his curved, narrow claws. The wood was the color of a shadow, gray and blue. It matched his glossy fur, and it made him feel better to know he could hide in the forest and be safe. The black bear climbed a nearby tree. He heard the friendly chatter of the magpies and smelled the spruce trees. He saw a bull moose and a red fox. He liked the soft moss at the foot of his tree and the way the light swam through the tall branches. As he scrambled down, he spotted a clearing where the ground was dappled in red and blue. Berries grew so thick his mouth watered. The smallest of Alaskan bears ran to pick the berries, blueberries, cranberries, and a currant or two. He nibbled and gobbled and gulped. Suddenly, it was all familiar, like a dream he dreamed before. This place is just right, he said. Now, each spring, when the light lingers in the sky, when the geese fly north and the flowers bloom, the three bears come out to wander. They may cross mountains or sail an iceberg out to sea, but no matter how far Alaska's bears roam, they can always find their way back home. Thanks for joining me today, you guys. In a couple of days, I also will find my way back home where everything is just right. Again, I'll add some pictures at the end of this so that you can see some of the adventures I've been on and some of the special creatures that I've gotten to spend some time with. See you later.